Hey guys, it's Lawrence Presman. You're watching Puck Time with the Prez. It's Monday. Really fun show today. For both today and tomorrow, Dave Koken and Andrew McGinnis are joining us. We got some incredible promotions to discuss, including a monster one-day-only flash sale for Dave. We're going to talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. We're going to probably take a 30-second private moment as we envision Shakira's physique. And then we're going to talk about all three NHL games. Let's bring the boys in. Andrew McGinnis, Dave Koken. Dave, let's start with you, my friend. Thanks for joining us, brother. I know late notice. Always a pleasure having you on the show.
Nice to be here.
Andrew McGinnis, how are you, my friend?
Things are really good, Prez. Had a good time watching the game last night, spending time with some friends, and right now, I mean, things are going good in hoops for me. I mean, hockey's been good and pretty steady right now, but I'm on a 7-0 run in the NBA, and I have a playoff for $9 Monday, so that's kind of been my main focus today, diving into the NBA boards and small slate here in the NHL, but definitely have some interesting thoughts on the games today. How are you?
You know, I had a monster day yesterday. I hosted a poker tournament, had 32 guys show up. We had 7 TV sets set up all over the place. We all watched the Super Bowl. We did squares. I actually won a couple of the squares, and then I donated my winnings to charity. So that was good, $250. Well, whatever. The charity can, I'm sure they would have wanted $2.5 million, but I can do what I can do. I had Kansas City as a 5% play. I thought I was going to lose, but instead I am now on a 14-2, 5% run. I also had a bunch of proposition bets that won, and one that I made last minute. Dave Koken, I bet a tie in the first half and Kansas City to win at plus 1,600. Any great bets that you cashed yesterday?
The prop that I mentioned got there, which was the first sack by the 49ers. Yeah. So I won that. I lost the game. I had San Francisco, and don't feel bad about the pick. They had a great chance to put it away in the fourth quarter and didn't take advantage of it. And if you want to be a championship team, when the opportunity is there, you have to seize it. They didn't.
Yeah, I feel if Shanahan's didn't have a flat brim and instead he had a rounded brim like most normal people who are adults, I feel that was the difference.
Oh, I don't.
Obviously.
No, I don't think it was Shanahan. Look, you got to execute the plays. And Garoppolo did not execute the plays.
Yeah.
He had two passes get batted down. You can't do that. And then he's got a guy open. He's got the guy open for a touchdown that's going to win the football game. And he missed him. He overthrew him. That's not on Shanahan.
No, I know, dude. Dave, it was a joke about his hat. Andrew, did you win any proposition bets?
Yeah, I actually, I didn't have too many bets on that one, but one I did have was the Patty Mahomes passing yards under, which even with their exciting comeback there, still it was a easy winner on that one. And I just want to say regarding that, Prez, congrats on your winner. And, I think that the better quarterback in the more clutch moment came out, it seemed. But, I do disagree about the Shanahan thing because I feel like you got to go with what works. Any sport, any team, no matter what you're doing in life, you got to use what what made you get there. And, running the ball is what got them there. Last week, Jimmy G barely threw the ball. How many times did he even throw the ball last week? Or last game that they played. Now they're in the Super Bowl. They're up 20-10, and I believe it was 2 or 3 straight plays. They run the ball or they throw the ball for 8 or 10 yards. Meanwhile, they have 2 excellent running backs. They could have been running the ball down their throat, killing the clock, killing time. They give the ball back to the Chiefs, and Patty Mahomes takes over and did a great job. I think his scrambling was really the biggest difference because Jimmy G can't scramble, and Patty Mahomes scrambles. His receivers come back to the ball. They know where he wants it. But again, like Dave said, I do agree with what you're saying, Dave. You have to execute the plays because a lot of times Jimmy G wasn't only missing his throws. When he did connect to a receiver, it was behind him or to the side. It was never in front of him so the guy could go off to a touchdown, like you said, Dave. But I think we can be happy that we can say it was pretty entertaining Super Bowl, at least in the second half.
Yeah, I think now we should have a 10-second moment as we all picture Shakira. Shakira. Okay. Yeah, Andrew, I know. She's like 40. You think she's gross. I get it. But Dave and I do not. When I was your age, I didn't find any 40-year-olds. She's probably even older than that. Jennifer Lopez is probably 50. Guys, let's get to it.
35.
What?
I'll take that. I've gone as high as 35, and I'll take 40, especially for her.
Yeah, Dave has gone as high as 35 too. Dave, you don't want to even laugh?
No, there's hot women at a variety of ages.
Yeah,
and
I like that answer, Dave.
I think Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. I think we knew they were hot already.
Yeah, I know, but Shakira just looked so good. That outfit, the belly. Okay, namaste. Okay.
I live in Las Vegas. I don't get too worked up over this stuff. I mean, you can see it every night.
I hear you, brother. Okay, guys, let's get to it. I want to give out one incredible promotion, and I'm serious, people. Like, this is a must take advantage of promotion. If we go back to August, I gave out, and Dave Koken can attest to this, I gave out Dave Koken's college football season on a one-day only flash sale for half price. Dave got a ton of sales on that promotion and ended up making his customers an insane sum of money this college football season, over 60%. It was such an incredible offer. Everybody took advantage of it, and we're going to do it again. Half price for Dave Koken's baseball season. You guys hear him talk every day on First Pitch, which will start up at the end of March. Everybody knows how good he is in baseball. He'll tell you in 2 seconds how good he is in baseball. 1 day only flash sale, half price. $595 his entire baseball season and playoffs. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code Koken595. This promotion will not be available tomorrow. Dave, anything to add?
No, I can't wait for the season to start. Spring training is going to be getting underway, and it's going to be interesting to see where some of the guys that are not signed yet. I'm interested to see what the fallout in terms of popularity on the sport with Astros Gate or Trash Can Gate or whatever you want to call it. It's a real mess.
Dave, how are the players not suspended? I don't understand.
I completely agree. The problem is you have to figure out which players. You have to document which players were in it. And
I don't know, Dave, I don't know about that. I mean, listen, obviously they need to roll out players, but like to me, man, like you gotta throw out your AAA team for the first month. Like, I'm sorry, man. Every player on that damn team knew what was going on.
But they didn't have a choice. Their management is telling them to do that. They don't have a choice.
Yeah, that's exactly what Gobler and Mengele and all the rest of the Nazis said. No, man.
Now, look,
cheating is cheating. You don't have a choice.
Okay, let me. Can I get a word in here? Since you asked me the question, let me answer it. If you think the Astros and maybe the Red Sox and a couple others were the only teams that were doing it, come on.
Okay, well, that's not the point either, Dave.
It's exactly the point. Look,
yeah, I agree.
We've already been through this with the steroid thing. You can't suspend guys before you had a rule in place and before you had documentation. So even though Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, obviously we're all using, they never tested positive, and they therefore couldn't be suspended. You can't start suspending until you put something in place that says you can't do this. Now there's something in place, and from here they'll start to suspend guys. You can't. You don't have the documentation. You can't suspend guys on what you think took place.
Mm-hmm.
Yet they suspended the managers.
Yeah.
Well, how did they do that if they don't know what took place? If they didn't have any rules?
the managers aren't members of the Major League Baseball Players Association.
Well, okay. You know what? Let's get into NHL. Me and you will agree to disagree on that.
I just want to finish the thought because you just dismissed it. The union would absolutely fight and would win any player suspensions that are meted out for what already took place. You have to put something in place now that the MLBPA will, and they'll approve it, and then you can suspend players who break the rule. That's just the way it works. I mean, if you don't like the system, that's tough shit. That's the way it works.
Okay. Kokin 595, everybody. COKIN 595. Half price for his baseball season. It's only available today. Boys, I'm going to the hockey game tonight. I'm seeing the Leafs against Florida. I'm actually going to 9 games in the next 6-7 weeks. So this is a start of a nice run for me. Leafs are minus 185. Over and under 6.5. And Andrew, I'll go to you first in this game. These two teams are fighting tooth and nail for that final playoff spot in their division. Obviously not in the wild card. But this is an absolutely massive game for both of these teams. And, you know, I don't bet against Toronto because, I mean, I'll be honest with you, they're literally the only team I cheer for in the whole world, and I'd like to keep something pure. But Florida has won 6 of their last 7 games, and they find themselves at a plus 160 dog. They have to be live tonight. With that said, I love over 6.5 goals in this game. I think we're going to get a massive amount of goals. These are 2 of the fastest teams in the league. Andrew?
Yeah, well, speaking of massive amount of goals, I mean, the last time these two teams played, 8-4 was the score for the Florida Panthers. I mean, there's cashing an over ticket, and then there's just kind of sitting back and relaxing and you know, cashing a ticket halfway through a game. And that's what would have happened if you had the over in this last time these two teams met. Another factor where I really like the over in this game is that game that the Toronto Maple Leafs played against the Ottawa Senators, resulting in a 2-1 win for them. I mean, that, let's be honest, Prez, that is very abnormal. That's unusual for a Toronto Maple Leafs team. They're just playing a defensive game in a low-scoring game. Then they're saying, you know, a 2-1 game involving the Leafs is very, very, very rare. And this is a Florida team. 8 of their last 12 road games have gone over the total. 6 of their last 8 in general have gone over the total. And I get what you're saying about Florida, you know, being a live dog at the number you're getting with them. But, you know, I said that post All-Star break, this Leafs team would get on a pretty good run, as much as it pained me to say it. And I really feel like everybody is getting involved right now. And that's the biggest key for this Leafs team. It's not 1 or 2 guys scoring. It's several different guys finding the score sheet on any given night. I got to give hats off to a guy like Jason Spezza as well. I mean, a guy that Mike Babcock absolutely, you know, disrespected, scratching him, didn't play him against former teams or hometowns or not hometowns, but just stuff like that bugged me. And all of a sudden now he's kind of making a difference for this team. So I'm going to go ahead, just like yourself, with the over. If I were to play Toronto, it would definitely be in regulation or a live wager. I wouldn't even trust the puck line in this game, to be honest with you. I feel like it could be a close game, but I'm going to give the edge to the Maple Leafs. But like you said, at minus 180, I'm not going to make that bet. The over's the play here. I think we'll see some goals.
Dave Koken, you know, we got a 7 on the board for the Ottawa Leaf game. And now, you know, look, I think this is a reaction to the fact that it was only a 2-1 game. If Florida and Toronto played each other 10 times and Ottawa and Toronto played each other 10 times, the Florida-Toronto game will go over more. Florida is one of the highest scoring teams in all of hockey right now. I was very surprised this wasn't a 7. Me and Andrew are on the same page on the over. What do you like in this game?
Well, I mean, I can't argue against the over because these teams are going to be flying tonight. And I suppose they'll try and each take away what the other does. It might as well be 7 because the over is really juiced. All right, it's minus 130. Even some minus 135 out there on the over. So it kind of looks like it's going to get to 7. At some point, you think they might have to go that way. It opened at like 107, and now it's up to 130. I can't lay a price this high. I just can't do it. I mean, the Panthers, I'll kind of throw away the Montreal game because they were at a big disadvantage coming out of the long break while the Canadians had already played. And we saw all weekend long that the teams that had already had a game under their belt, or a couple of games under their belt in one instance, advantage for the teams that had already played. And the Canadians came out and got the early lead and made it stand up against Florida. I think this game is more of a toss-up because the two teams play the same style. Kind of lean toward maybe taking the Panthers at +1. You can concoct a +1 line. I think that might give you a chance. This looks like it's going to be a really exciting game.
He's Dave Koken from WagerTalk.com, Andrew McGinnis from Sports Memo. It's $9 Mondays at both websites, everybody. Every play on the board. Every handicapper, it's only $9 to purchase. Andrew McGinnis is on a 7-0 NBA run. And Andrew, you have an NBA play up for tonight, right?
I do, yep.
Yeah, so there you go. Head over to sportsmemo.com. Buy Andrew McGinnis's NBA play for only $9. Okay, boys. We've got a Dallas Stars game. They're going in to play the New York Rangers. And, man, the Rangers really need to start winning. They are looking up at a lot of teams to make the playoffs. They have put together 2 wins in a row. They beat Detroit 1-0, and then they beat Detroit 4-2. Well, now that Detroit is not on their schedule for tonight, they might have it tough. Andrew, I'll go to you first. Dallas has not been playing well of late. They've lost 3 of their last 5. Their last win came against New Jersey in overtime. You know, I look at this game and I think to myself, New York Rangers +116, that's the bet for me. Andrew?
Definitely. This is what I wanted to bring up about the Dallas Stars, Prez, is that they're a team right now holding a 29-18-4 record, but they cannot score. Everybody knows that they're such a great defensive team. They've got a big, size-wise, blue line, a lot of strong guys, a lot of physical players, and of course, their great goaltending, Ben Bishop back there. But if you're averaging 2.6 goals per game, you're not going to go do too well in the long run. I personally don't think this is a goal-scoring league. And that's why when it was a pretty good price, I got the Leafs +100 against the Dallas Stars. That was a play that I would take the goal-scoring leading team against the goals against average leading team any day of the week. And this is an opportunity here. We have a New York Rangers team that it's complete opposite. This is a team that barely has a winning record. However, they're averaging close to 3.25 goals per game. And that's a big difference, So I think a lot of people are going to come in and look at this and think, oh, Dallas is the better team. But New York, playing at home where they play their best hockey, a team that can definitely put the puck in the back of the net, I think they have definitely a good chance to win here. And I'll take that plus money price until Dallas can prove to me they can score some goals. If you look down the list, teams that are scoring 3-4 goals against them, they're completely out of the hockey game. I mean, if they fall down 2-0 in a game, it's extremely hard for them to come back.
Yeah, which is why they should trade their best defenseman for William Nylander. Okay, I got to stop with that. Every show is me talking about William Nylander being traded for a defenseman. Dave Koken, what do you like in this game?
Well, it's Hudobin's going to be in goal for Dallas, so that's a little bit of a break for the Rangers. Not that he's bad, but you'd rather have Ben Bishop. Lundqvist will be in goal for the Rangers, and his home road splits this year, boy, they are splits, let's put it that way. He's been really good at home, and he's been absolutely awful on the road, although he did have a shutout against the Red Wings in his last start, but I'm not sure you count that. I'm not getting enough of a price here with the Rangers, though. I mean, I think you can make a case for the Rangers, but to me, you have to get the proper value, and plus 115 or so doesn't quite do it for me. Dallas is the better hockey team, and the Rangers are not a juggernaut offensively. So they're the type of team Dallas can shut down. And I think it's a tough game for the Rangers from that standpoint. Dallas is just a better team. They play their system. You're right. They don't score a lot. They don't give up a lot either. And when Dallas gets the lead, watch out. So for me, if you want to play this game, I think the way to go is to look to see what happens in the first period. If Dallas falls behind, And the Rangers then will have a good chance to win, and you might be able to get a decent price night after the first period. If Dallas gets the early lead, they're going to win the hockey game. They just don't blow leads. So it's a long way of saying that I'm probably passing the game. If I had to bet it, at the price, I think I'd lean Dallas at the price because I think the price is cheap. But it's not a situation that I like enough to bet.
Dave, with Bishop not being between the pipes, do you look towards a chance at the over with the Rangers getting a 5.5 total?
No way. Because Dallas is still going to play the same style, and Hudobin's fine. He'd be starting for a lot of teams. He's a very good number 2.
Yeah, I'm with you, Dave. I think if you're going to play the total on this game, you've got to play to the under. Both teams play to the under regularly anyway. Guys, real quick, man, what a run for me it's been in hockey. I've won my last 5 NHL games. Dave, I don't know if you know this. I'm on a 15-2 NHL run.
Not bad.
I had a 5% play up on Friday. God, we made so many sales. It was in the Vegas Golden Knights Carolina game. I needed over 6 goals. It was 2-1 with like 8 minutes to go in the third period. I was losing my shit. I take losing these plays so badly, and then an outpouring of goals, a 4-3 ending, and I won my 5% play. Also won my another play on Saturday, which was a lot easier. The over in Calgary and Edmonton. Awesome.
Boy, was that game fun?
Oh
boy!
But both. Dave, both the last 2 games. I mean, I want these teams to meet in the playoffs, man. What a series that would be.
They've got one more meeting at the end of the regular season, and you get the gloves. The gloves will be dropping in that one. I mean, that was a throwback game.
Yeah.
On Saturday, that was like old school, and the goalies even got in a fight and got thrown out of the game. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Prez,
yep.
I was at a bar while that game was going on. Everyone's chatting. The bar is super loud, and it's like a sports type place. Everyone just stops. They see a goalie fight. The bar went silent to watch the goalie fight. Like Dave said, it's a throwback. Everybody's like, "What the hell's going on over there?" It just stops, watch the goalie fight, then right away goes back to what they were doing. That's something that. You're always poking fun at my age. I haven't really seen too many of those.
No, you haven't.
I've seen a handful.
Yeah, there used to be a lot. Dave can tell you this. I mean, what was it, Chico or Billy Smith? The Islanders goalies would fight like crazy back in the Mike Bossy days.
You had the Broad Street Bullies.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the style of the game then, and the Flyers were the ones who invented that style, and they were the best at it.
Yeah.
I think the quality of play is much better now, and I enjoy it more. But it's okay to have a game like that every once in a while where the teams just hate each other and all hell breaks loose.
It's funny you talk about the style of play. I was with my girl Vivian on Saturday night. We were watching the Edmonton game, and I was saying to her the level of skill. I mean, we're watching a different game to what it was even 10 years ago. I mean, we remember people talking about Fleury. He's 5'8", he can't play, or, oh my God, look how good Fleury is, he's 5'8". Half the league is 5'8" now. The amount, the stick handling is incredible. The skating is incredible, but Jesus, the shots. I mean, these guys, it's pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah. Now the game is more skilled now than it's ever been.
Yeah,
and I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
No,
the level of play is outstanding.
It's wonderful. It's absolutely amazing to watch. Guys, I'm on a 15-2 NHL run, and I'm up. Man, I must be closing in on 50 units already in profit on this NHL season. There's so much more hockey left to go. The regular price is $500 or $600 and something dollars. I got it for half price for you guys. Use the promo code Prez300 over at WagerTalk.com. Prez300, $300 for my entire For the rest of my NHL season and playoffs, I don't understand how you guys cannot take advantage of these two promotions today. Koken 595, Prez 300. I mean, the two of us are just making money. Okay, last game on tap. The Detroit Red Wings. This team is just god-awful. They're playing Philadelphia. The total is 6. Detroit is plus 190. Philadelphia minus 220. Dave, I'll go to you first in this game. I mean, Philly, we've got a race in both divisions that is just beautiful. Philly is tied for Carolina for the last wild card spot. They're only 2 up on Florida. This team also, they can't afford to lose games against Detroit.
No. Nobody can. You cannot give away the automatic 2 points against the Red Wings, because that's what it is. If you show up, you win. And this is an interesting, let me just get the numbers here on Detroit. I wrote them someplace else, unfortunately, so I can't find
Guys, just really quickly, we just had a seniors moment from Dave Koken.
No, I was doing some statistical research on the Red Wings last night, just to see how historically bad they are. And the interesting thing I found, the numbers might be a little bit off here, but they're like at home in the first period. They're like only minus 3 goals for the season. But in the second and third periods, they're minus like 54, which is an indicator that teams are going in there and not taking them seriously. And so what you want to do with the Red Wings, if the price is high enough, is, and this is an interesting case tonight because they're playing the Flyers, who are a very poor first period road team. Now, I'm not saying that you should race to the window and make a big bet here, but the Red Wings might win the first period of this game. Now, after that, I don't want any part of them.
Right.
Because they'll lose the rest of the game. But the Red Wings are actually better in the first period than the Flyers are on the road. The Flyers on the road this season, first period, minus 18 on the road in the first period, minus 18 net goals. They're not a good road team to begin with, and they really suck early in the game. So I'll be interested to see what the mindset of the Flyers is here. Do they come out, coming off a big win, by the way? They're coming off the win against Colorado. Do they come off the bench a little bit sluggish in this game, knowing how it's the Red Wings? And I think you can make a case for there being a bit of value. And value doesn't always win, but there's still a little bit of value on the Red Wings' first period in this game. I sure don't want them after that. And the ideal situation is if the Red Wings can win the first period and you have it, then you can live bet the Flyers the rest of the game.
Andrew, listen, what Dave said is great stuff. I'm not going to bet this game no matter what. Nobody can talk me into it. I don't have to, and I refuse. Where are you going?
It could very easy for us to come on this show, like Dave said, every single day when you see the Detroit Red Wings playing and talking about fading them. It'd be very easy for us to do that. But this is a team, just like you kind of led off with, where I think will not take their foot off the gas pedal. And that's a great stat, Dave. I'm really happy to hear that. It's very interesting. I think betting the plus a half goal even first period would probably lead to a lot of value as well with the Detroit Red Wings in the first period. And like you said, this is a Philadelphia team that recently has gone over in the first period quite a bit. And also another interesting prop I've been following is actually a goal in the first period. And right now, Philadelphia is top 5 in the league for that stat as well. But we got to talk about how, Philadelphia, that game against Colorado they played on the weekend was Colorado's first game back post All-Star break. They were actually, one of those teams that had a whole week break pretty much. Some teams played the following Monday after the All-Star break. Colorado had the entire week off. They didn't play until the Saturday. And, if anyone doesn't believe that that's not really a strategy to bet, I mean, it's hitting about 70%, 75% post All-Star break, teams that didn't play versus teams that already had a game under their belt. But fact of the matter is, Philadelphia was scoring. They looked slick. They looked smooth. They were passing tape-to-tape passes. The chemistry was looking good. Goaltending wasn't too bad. And when it comes down to it, it's still a win against the Colorado Avalanche. And Prez, I know how much you like Colorado, and whether or not you want to talk about them off an All-Star break or not, great game from Philadelphia. I think they come to play here. I'm going to go ahead with Philadelphia on the puck line. It's not great value by any means, the plus 135, but I don't think Detroit will kind of have a chance in this one based off the fact that Philadelphia will mean business for a full 60. And if they don't, Detroit could catch them slipping. But I think Philadelphia is in that position right now, especially in the standings, where they want to come ready to play. Notable to mention as well, I don't always like mentioning stats like this, but when it's 7-1, it means something to me. 7-1 the last 8 games versus Detroit. Philadelphia has gotten the edge. So I'll go ahead with Philadelphia on the puck line this one.
Guys, we have a new segment. We're going to be doing this every day. It's called the VP segment, Vice President, and also stands for Vivian's Parlays. My girlfriend, Vivian, I gave her a betting account. I put like $200 in it. She's been making $10 parlays every day in hockey, and she's like built this thing up into the hundreds. Dude, she is killing it. So anyway, parlay for today. The under in the Dallas game, the over in the Toronto Maple Leafs game, and Philadelphia minus 1.5. There's a 3-team parlay for you all. Thanks so much, boys, for being with us on this show. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Make sure to head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code Koken. What was it? It was Koken 595. $595 for Koken's entire baseball season. It's a 1-day only offer. As well, my NHL regular season is $695, $300, less than half price for anybody. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Use the promo code Prez300. Andrew's on a 7-0 NBA run. We'll talk about whether it's 8-0 tomorrow. It's $9 Mondays at Sports Memo and Wager Talk. Thank you both for joining me. We'll see both of you tomorrow.
See you guys.